Gang, it's not going well. It's not going great. Thank you for tuning in. It's always overest just before the back. But tragically, that means that at times it does have to be so over. And, well, to put it lightly, we're in such a time. It's not going well. I'm very frustrated. I'm really exhausted. You can see the bags under my eyes. I'm wearing fake glasses because I'm embarrassed by them. In the next video, I do at least one segment where there's real serious bags under the eyes. It's just 2025 has not been a good year so far. It's going to get better. But I turned on a camera just to complain and film my Friday evening with something interesting. And also, I'll be totally honest with you, I do also have Fortnite queued up. That's not what I wanted. I have Wikipedia queued up, but I also have Fortnite queued up. Yeah, there it is. But mostly, I just wanted to talk about how, it's not going well. So to be clear, personally, I'm fine, but project-wise, it's going bad. I'm going to give it another second or two, and then I'll loop you all in on what we're talking about. Sounds like everyone can see me and hear me. I'm getting 5x5 in the chat. I love your videos. Your channel inspired me to start my own little project. I'm working on making an autonomous RC plane with an ESP32 and some sensors. That's awesome. ESP32, the GOAT for real. I mean, on God, no cap. Can we get some ESP32 in the chat? Smushed, like that smash button. Yeah, hey, guys, like that smash button. Is this the announcement of no mix site? No, it is about the mix site, though. So why don't we just begin on this? Raise your hand in the chat. Give a little hand up emoji or a hand emoji. Raise your hand if you know about how I like to make solid rocket motors. Okay? Put them up. Put them up. You know how I like to make solid rocket motors? Put those little piggies in the chat. Right? So, since last July, I have been working on a way to make solid rocket motors in a better way than I currently do. There's a lot of aspects to this. Let's cover a few of the big ones. California has some laws which make it a little less than ideal to do amateur rocket motors. There are some technicalities in it that we're not going to get into, but making your own rocket motors is a little difficult to do in California, more so than if you were in New Mexico, Colorado, Nevada. Nevada's a mess, but it's a little hard to make stuff in California. You have to do a little bit more homework beforehand. And beyond that, it's also just at a certain scale, it is no longer morally, ethically cool to be making huge rocket motors in a house. Now, I work out of a garage, but, neither here nor there. So my plan, since the last 8 months, my plan has been to move my solid propellant mixing operations out to a remote site. Think of a remote site in your mind. Let's say you watch my videos. Go ahead. Think of a remote site. Where might that be? Maybe that's far. Maybe that's somewhere in Mojave. Maybe that's, anywhere in Kern County, right? There's lots of remote site options. There's lots of places that we could put a propellant mixing site. So, here on the stream quality. Thank you, Tyson. So that's what I thought too. I was like, all right, great. So we'll try a couple of options. And if you're I'll just say this: if you're a patron, I'm so sorry. If you're a patron, you should stop watching now because you've heard this 1,000 times before. You've already heard this a million billion times. And spoiler alert, if you're watching the next Patreon update in the next few days, you're going to hear it again. Yay! I'm so mad. I'm so upset. All right. The first thing I tried is let me back up one more time. We've gained a lot of viewers. Here's the problem. I want to mix solid rocket propellant, but I want to do it in a more safe way. I also want to store larger quantities of solid rocket propellant, and I want to do it legally. In order to do that, we have to do it in a remote site. It totally makes sense why we would want to do this. So the remote site, what's the first thing that comes to mind? FAR. Okay, so I go to FAR, and I'm like, hey, can I do this? And they're like, no, it's too much of a liability. Totally reasonable. 100%. Thank you, FAR, for responding right away. So then I go to a different site that is a little bit north of FAR. And they also say the same thing. They go, nope, you cannot do this here. Totally reasonable, right? I'm realizing I probably shouldn't say like all of the details of this stuff because I really don't want to burn any bridges. But I have talked to maybe 10 different people and gone through some version of, please, can I mix rocket propellant on your land? And gotten no from almost every single one of them. And the people who have said yes have been like, yes, but we do it for a price. And I'm like, what's the price? Can it be like $100 a month? And they're like, no, what if you gave us like $15,000 a year? And I'm like, ouch, ouch. Are you guys familiar with what a crash out is? That's like a little bit what you're watching. At various points in this process, I have thought to myself, maybe I should buy some land. If you look out in Kern County, if you look out to the east of LA, if you look out to any of these Mojave Desert areas, there's plenty of land that's available for $5,000, $10,000, right? That's like not no money, right? It's not nothing. But for land that you're going to use to do really dangerous stuff, pretty cheap price to pay, right? Put a couple of shipping containers on it, and you're good to go. Here's the thing. When you put stuff in the desert, it doesn't stay in the desert unless you protect it really well. The desert is a tough place. So it's not ideal to put stuff in the desert. And then you're like, okay, well, what if you bury it underground? What if you take a shipping container, you buy a plot of land, you dig it out with an excavator, and you put the shipping container under the ground? Okay, now you have drainage issues. You have humidity issues. You have, pressure relief issues. It's actually really dangerous. It's more dangerous to store ammonium perchlorate in a site that can contain pressure. For instance, there's a building at FAR where people mix rocket propellant. They do it in a way that is not really conducive to my operation, but they mix rocket propellant, and one side, an entire side of that room is designed to blow out at a certain pressure. Like, it's important to consider the ramifications of a pressure increase when you're storing lots of ammonium perchlorate. At various times during this process, it has actually seemed like a genuinely good idea to just switch to liquids. And that's a crazy thing. Like, that's an insane idea. That's actually that's a horrifically complicated idea. I do want to do liquids. I intend to do them in the future, but the logistical nightmare that has been trying to legally and logistically and financially switch my solid motor mix setup to something safer is like crazy. Like it's and I just have to tell someone. I've told the patrons for a long time, and I feel like they can't hear it anymore. You know? I feel like, again, not to crash out too hard here, but like, what are they paying for? Are they just paying for me to like show up every 2 weeks and be like, yep, it still sucks, and everyone says no, and then they're like, hey, can you give us like 2 weeks to think about this? Yeah, sure, dude. I'm excited to hear no in 2 weeks, and now I'm down 2 more weeks of time. Oh, I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I'm so mad, dude. How is everyone else? Is everyone having a good evening? Things are bad at BPS, okay? They're not going well. I have the full strength Dr. Pepper. That's how you know it's bad. No more diet Dr. Pepper this evening. We're on full strength. And this is how you know it's dire straits. We're in really bad territory. I got myself a chocolate bar. It's the Hershey's Cookies and Cream. If I crash out too hard, we're gonna break into that. Store it in an abandoned mine. That's an interesting idea. I would love to find one of those. Decommissioned ICBM silo. I mean, I don't know if there are any that are that close to LA. I think Traffic Cone owns a remote site for propellant. Yeah, I think he does. He's mentioned this before. What's up, Eric? This is where we learned Joe bought Estes. They did get bought a few years ago. It seems like they're doing cool stuff these days. The Cookies and Cream bar. Joe, not gonna lie, as a patron, I don't care about the seemingly lack of progress. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's what it is. Thank you, Full Flow Aerospace. But yeah, like it feels like I'm doing nothing. I know that I'm not, but I'm terrified that it's March, and all my plans for what I was going to be doing in March are pushed back by like 3 months because I still can't solve this problem. And I found a plot of land that looks really good. I found a plot of land that looks perfect for what I want to do. It seems to be zoned appropriately. It seems like a reasonable location. And then I called the zoning board to discuss it with them and make sure that what I was going to do was above board there. Because, like, really, there's a bunch of visibility on the stuff I do. I can't just do stuff and hope I get away with it. I have to do it the right way. Because if I don't, it gets reported and then I can get in trouble. So, like, I called the zoning board and I'm like, hey, guys, I want to do these things. And they're like, nope, you can't. I don't want to get into specifics, but it wasn't even the part where I talked about the rocket stuff. They were just like, nope, you can't do that. Aerospace progress is nonlinear, my friend. Thank you, Andrew. Andrew, you and me both, buddy. Cheers, dude. All my homies be going through it. You know, for real, on God, no cap. I will say I'm very grateful that even as there is a seeming enormous lack of progress, I do get a good story out of it. And a good story ends up helping things in the long term. Like, so long as people don't get super bored while I'm not getting anything done, it's nice to know that in the long run, this will be a good story. It's just not a fun part of the story. Nothing. Oh, is that a launch date? Everything now. Yeah. Very much. Andrew Adams, another goat in the chat for showing your projects on YouTube. Real. Yeah, shout out. If you guys want some cool projects, Andrew's got some great stuff on his channel. Beautiful eclipse things. If it were easy, someone else would have already done it. I mean, I appreciate the sentiment. I'm not sure that's true. Like, what is... I don't know. I appreciate the sentiment. Texas solves everything. So, oh gosh, listen. Sometimes when I talk about moving to California, people do this thing where they're like, California sucks. Why the hell would you do that, you idiot? And like, dude, the reasons people move are almost never because of the state. It's because of the things going on inside the state. I have family here. There are job opportunities here. I have friends here. This land is already really familiar with aerospace testing and aerospace jobs. Like, I did not move to California for California, and I am not going to move to Texas for Texas. You're right that like it's easier to get stuff done there, but like I'm not ditching all of the other parts that I love about my life, and also the weather here is beautiful. Honestly, your recent motivation and personal project videos have been really helpful, even while not being about rocket science. Thank you, Code and Stuff. I was thinking about making more of those. I'd like to make one on... I did this short on this specific channel recently where I talked about what I do with the GoPros, where I like stick them in the rocket and deconstruct them and everything. And one of the top comments is, why don't you just use a mirror? Actually, I shouldn't even say it in that voice. That's like kind of dismissive. It's a good first thought. Why don't you just use a mirror to like deflect the GoPro image? And if you don't think about it too long, it totally makes sense. But the problem is that the GoPro lens is really wide, so the like image beams out like that, like a cone, and that means that like a mirror has to be larger than the lens. So you'd add, excuse me, sorry, the Dr. Pepper's acting up. The mirror would have to be larger than the sensor itself, so you'd add more drag. The right way to do it, though, or one of the ways you could do it, is a prism. And I would love to make a video about that. So I bought some prisms. There's some like cheap Amazon prisms, and I think it would make an interesting video to try and like run a little experiment. All right. Sometimes it's about the friends we made along the way. Cody's Labs in Nevada. Yeah, dude, if I were closer, I bet he would be down. I met him at Open Sauce last year. I think I may have, maybe both years. I don't know. He's cool. He's a cool guy. Seems nice. I will say this. I will say just one thing. I will not just say one thing. It's my stream. I'm going to keep talking. There's an immediate urge to be like, who do I know who has land that I can put this container on? And I'm really anti-favor on this. Anti-favor, anti-use your connections. This is a big enough business decision. Like, if once I go to liquids, this is where I will test liquids. Once I go to larger stuff, this is where I will test larger stuff. If I build a launch pad for the space shot, this is where it's going to happen. It's like a proper business acquisition. And as I want to do like bigger and more complicated things, I want full and total control over what happens at the site. So I'm really not interested in trying to cash in on a favor. I'd rather have more heartache up front and just solve the issue outright by buying land. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have streamed. I'm just in a bad mood. Dude. Yeah. What else is going on? What's some good news? What's some good stuff that I can talk about? Well, here's some good news. I have this mic that I'm having a lot of fun with. I can do one of these. I can talk into it like I'm one of the wrestling guys when they're like, "Let's get ready to rumble," or whatever they say. And then I can even bring over the mic stand. I said this earlier, but I do have Fortnite queued up, right? So like if I wanted to play later, I could do that. But it's fun to hold a mic. What are the other good news things? I deserve acreage. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's a great sentence. Here, Joe, take a few days for yourself. So I will say I did do this, and it did help. I took a break last week. I didn't intend for it to be the entire week, but I did go to see the Starship Flight 8. I got the opportunity to go down there and like stay with my friend and see this thing fly, and it was awesome. I've never seen one of those so loud. Oh my gosh. And like, man, for all of the ups and downs of, listen, I'm not here to talk about Elon Musk, but I will just say it was very cool and cathartic to see a big rocket fly. Yeah. And not to be mean about it, but of all the flights to see and then not have a great view of like a webcast, Flight 8 was pretty good. Like the only cool parts about Flight 8 were the booster, and I got to see that in person. And like had this thing traveled all the way around the earth, I would have been watching on like this sunny beach with a, glare on a laptop. So silver lining there. My buddy Cam says he's above me. Brother is flying to LA. Oh man. Matrix says hits you in the chest in Boca and then hits you in the Turks. I mean, objectively true. Flight 8 it. Kinda. Yeah. Besides just a plot of land, is there any specific infrastructure you'll need? Oh, Justin. Can we get some Justins in the chat? Everyone say Justin, and then I'll answer his question. Thank you for asking this, Justin. Hey, cheers to you, buddy. Take a swig of Dr. P. Let's get some Justins in the chat. Oh, thank you, chat. All right. So Justin asks, one more time, besides just a plot of land, is there any specific extra infrastructure you'll need? Oh, boy. Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy? Yeah, let me pull it up here. I'm going to pull it up in the window that I am not going to accidentally share on the stream. You'll just have to give me 1 second here. I have some quotes and some budgeting spreadsheets. Whoa! Friday night, baby. I'm so upset. It's like not a good time for BPS. So I'm trying to compensate by yelling a lot. Oh no. What's happening to my camera? I'm dying. Why is this happening? Okay, hold on. What's going on, bro? Why did it do that? Okay, it's not that. That's Fortnite. All right, there we go. So one more time, Justin wanted to know, what other infrastructure do I need? All right. Let's run down the list. Does everyone want prices? I mean, I assume the answer is yes. You don't even have to answer that. I'm just going to give you the prices. So I will say this before I read these off. First of all, thank you so much to the patrons. Your boy has been saving up a little bit because he knew this was going to be a big expense. And it's a stretch. Here's what we need. The land, with the fees that are involved with escrow and broker's fees, and there's a couple other like local fees. The land is about $10,500. The fencing around the land, the fencing needs to be really solid chain link and barbed wire up top so you can't climb and summit the chain link. The land is actually, the fencing is actually more expensive. The fencing is $15,000. So we are now up to 25. A security system, as in a way to turn on automatic floodlights, secure like cameras, infrared, all that stuff. This is it's like a serious amount of gear there, so I do want to protect it. Security system is $1,000 to $2,000 depending on what I go with, but that's also, there's like monthly costs, so that factors in anyway. Generator is like $1,000. I mean, I haven't done like the wattage calculations on how much I need to draw, and I also have that huge EcoFlow Delta battery that I did for a sponsorship deal like 2 years ago. That and some solar panels will be pretty good, but I don't think that will be quite enough to run like mixers, space heaters if I need them. What are the other things? Vacuum pump, lighting, various accoutrements. I'm going to buy a Starlink to be out there and like be connected. But yeah, generators like $1,000. Okay, so then the shipping containers are tricky. The shipping containers are complicated. I have some quotes here. Shipping. Hold on. I'm talking with Kyle at Container Alliance here. So Kyle has been very, very cool because let me tell you about Kyle, you guys. Every week and a half since the first week of January, I have emailed Kyle and I have said, hey, Kyle, I need another 10 days and then I'll be ready to place the order. Can you imagine what it must be like in that office when Kyle gets an email and he gets to go, hey guys, he did it again. He delayed by another 10 days. Since January. I have felt like I'm 10 days away from completing this task since January. Actually, I mean, in a way, since November, but anyway. So there's a bunch of different shipping container solutions. The big ones are 10 foot, 20 foot, and 40 foot. 45 or like 49 feet is what you see on a lot of really big trains, but sometimes you'll notice when they do the double stack intermodal, actually, hey, look at us. You ready? Check me out. Check me out, dude. Here we go. Intermodal train. So, no. So on an intermodal stack, come on, there's got to be a good image of this. All right. Shipping container. Nothing is helpful here. So there's like 10 foot, 20 foot, and 40 foot. The instinct for me is to say like, well, I don't actually need that much space to store the stuff that I need to store. So why don't we just get like one 10-foot container and we'll pile it all in there? Okay. No. Here's why. I have to abide by a bunch of different regulations if I really want to do this the right way. And I do. That means I also ate a bunch of grocery store sushi before this. So like, I love rolling the dice on the grocery store sushi, but I do feel it. The problem with putting it all in one container is it's really bad practice. You especially don't want this with liquids, but it's also good practice for solids. Don't store your fuel and oxidizer in one place. So I have aluminum, I have ammonium perchlorate. They cannot be stored in the same place. It's actually an NFPA regulation, so we have to abide by that. So, okay, cool. 2 10-foot containers, probably the cheapest, right? No. 10-foot and 20-foot containers are actually almost the same price because 10-foot is so uncommon and 20-foot is so much more common that they pretty much even out. So you might as well get the 20-foot. And then the same thing applies to a lesser degree between 20 and 40 foot. You can get a 20-foot I know way too much about this. So there's a 20-foot one trip container, and this is what I really want. That's a container that has taken one trip, and so it is technically used, but it's so lightly used that you'd never know. And then you get a big discount because it's not brand new. So they send it on a shipment over with a bunch of stuff. It's filled to the brim, and the whole thing is worth, less than $4,000. So it's like the amount of goods that you can fit in the container is probably hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it doesn't even matter. So they send it on one trip, you buy it, and it's great. You can also buy it used, which is like non-refurbished. Used is not great, but it is so cheap. You can get it at like half price used. Sometimes you can get it for like less than the cost of the steel itself if it's used, but it's dented, the paint is chipping off, there's oxidation, there's rust. Sometimes it's like, the doors don't open and close super easily. I don't really want to use container. And then you can buy refurbished, and refurbished looks good on the outside. Usually they don't pay as much attention to the inside. This is not interesting to you guys. I have just learned way too much about this in the last few months. So back to the original question. Justin asked, what infrastructure do you need? So to answer that question, let me do this one more time. The mix site budget says the land purchase is, we're going to round down to $10,000. It's actually a little bit more, but we're going to round down to $10K. The amount of fencing we need is probably about 15. The security system, we're going to round down to $1,000. A 20-foot shipping container with a side open door, which is going to help for some mixing scenarios and like some of the way that the materials get stored. The side open door is $5,400. 20-foot shipping container, normal, no side open, so only one end opens, is $3,200. The generator is $1,000, and that brings the essentials to $35,600. Yeah, I don't know how. Okay, yeah, 600. So $35K, 600. And then there's nice to have stuff. So a large concrete pad can be anywhere from like 5K to 15K. I think it would be worth getting an RV out there. There's a whole bunch of reasons that I think this is a good idea. Some of them are security related. Some of them are related to like, if I mix in the winter and it gets really cold, it's going to start to really suck to sleep in my car. So like it might be worth doing that, but it kind of depends. Like I only need to mix there like 3 times a year. So I just need to like suck it up 3 times a year. And I don't know if that's really worth an RV, but an RV I budgeted for $9,000. I bet I could get an RV for like $1,000. I feel like Facebook Marketplace is a powerful resource for this. But the nice to have maximum budget is $59,600. So it so it's not going great. I made this budget the other night, and then I got so upset about it that I closed it, and I haven't looked at it since. And then I just looked at it again. So excellent. Can we talk about something else? It will be a really good chapter in a book in like 10 years, but right now it sucks. And I don't even know how to follow that up. I wish I was doing the thing that I thought the job was. Like, I thought the job was I build rockets and I make videos, and I'm doing neither. I haven't completed the meat rocket videos. I thought those would be done by now. And I haven't built any new rockets. I thought I would be doing that by now. And instead, what I'm doing is learning about zoning laws and how shipping containers work, and like trying to figure out what real estate brokers do and why you need to hire them, and like Yeah. Anyway, I'm being too doomer. I feel like I'm bringing bad energy to the chat. Don't you work for yourself? I do. I do indeed. Where can we get that hoodie? Great question. My ex's mom got this for me, and she popped off with this. I'm not going to lie. Nice person, and she had a nice mom. And her mom got it at Kohl's. I bet someone can find the link in the chat. But Kohl's NASA sweatshirt. It's got all these patches on the side. I love the way it fits. Yeah, I do need to complete a few side quests before I continue the main quest line. Rockets and Redstone. That's correct. Yeah, these all feel like side quests. Bye, Andrew. Andrew says he's leaving. Bye, Andrew. What is this a budget for? Yeah, so if you're just joining, thank you so much for joining. If you're familiar with my work, that's great. If you're not, I make rockets on a YouTube channel called bps.space. Part of those rockets is sometimes I make solid rocket motors. That involves the storage and processing of a bunch of precursors, which are flammable, they're dangerous to work with, and they fall under pretty strict regulation. So, in order to do that as safe and as ethically as possible, I would like to move all of that stuff out to the middle of nowhere in the desert. I live in Los Angeles. I'd like to move them up. You know, there's all sorts of desert around the area of Los Angeles. There's plenty of space to do this. In the last 8 months, I've tried to find people with land who are willing to let me borrow the land or rent it out from them, conduct activities on it. And what I've come back to time and again is the best thing that I can do here is actually just buy my own land. Every time I try to get a favor from someone, it ends up coming with some like strings attached, or you know, if I'm trying to rent it from someone, it ends up being expensive enough and the land is cheap enough that it's just not worth it long term. If I'm going to be doing this for the next 2 or 3 years, I should just buy it. So yeah, that's what we're doing here. That's what the budget is about. And I'll read this one more time and then I'm going to close it. But yeah, the essentials, including the land, is like $35,000. The nice to have stuff is like $59,000. Not all of this needs to be spent at once, but the essentials need to come in pretty quickly this summer if we're going to start making rocket motors. Is there public land you can just set up in daily? Well, right. So this is the issue. One of the problems with solid rocket motors is material consistency. So if I order a batch of 400 micron ammonium perchlorate, 400 microns like the size, right? If I order a batch of 400 micron ammonium perchlorate, it's going to burn a certain way. Depending on the barrel I pull it from, depending on the barrel that the manufacturer pulls it from, if it's a whole train car full of the stuff or whatever, like every, especially in the amateur realm, like the stuff that I'm using is not American made. It comes from China. It comes from India. Most of it's India now, but 400 micron, 90 micron, whatever size I order, it's always going to burn a little bit differently. So what I can do to ensure that I have the most consistent material is buy a lot of it at once. Ammonium perchlorate doesn't burn, smartass. Shut the hell up. Get out of my chat. Of course it doesn't burn. It exothermically decomposes. Are you happy? JK. All right. I'm sorry. I'm angry. I got distracted. Anyway, material consistency is important, which means that I actually need to order several motors of ammonium perchlorate at a time. So that has to get stored somewhere. Legally, per NFPA... God, I'll cite it right now. I can just do it. I have my notes. I'll just cite it. Hold on. Stand by. It's NFPA SRM regs. Should make a whole video about this. God, where is this? It's like 10 pounds somewhere. 10. You know what? I can't find it. It doesn't matter. It's one of the NFPA regs. I think it's a storage of oxidizers. Here it is, NFPA 430. In NFPA 430, it talks about storage of liquid and solid oxidizers. You cannot store more than 10 pounds in a residential space. So I still need, even if I find a mobile site or public land or whatever, I still need a site to actually store this stuff. And I need a site that can store it safely so that it does not get broken into. Yeah, go to the source, move to India. I mean, that's one way to solve the problem. You buy an old school bus and convert it to a static fire rig workshop. Yeah, same problem. Storage. You need a site. I mean, like, I do really want to buy a pair of tighty whities and recreate the Breaking Bad RV bit just for the meme, but I still need a site to store it. And I am not storing that amount of AP at my house. It's not going to happen. I'm sitting on a quote from a company that's ready to sell me a bunch of ammonium perchlorate, and I can't do that. So I'm playing the same game that I am with the container people. The container people I email every 10 days, and I go, hey, guys, I need another 10 days. Same thing with the AP people. They give me a big quote for like a bunch of ammonium perchlorate, and every 2 weeks, and I'm just like, need another 2 weeks. I need another 2 weeks. Need another 2 weeks. Joe, can I say you both look... What does this mean? You look both scroted and goated. I think thank you. Traffic Cone hooked me up with the facility. You should seriously talk to him about it. Traffic Cone and I are not having a great day. It's been raining and cold in LA, and he does not like it. So he's not been having a good day. I even gave him a churu, like a little one of those little treats. You know what I mean? I'll show you a picture of it. You know those little treats that you can give to cats? Do you see this? You see, this is a little too bright, isn't it? Okay, let's do this. Hold on. If I duplicate this, they should invent a way to do streaming that I'm good at. How come they haven't considered that? Why don't they make a way for me to stream where it's easy and I'm really good at it all the time? Okay, check me out. You ready? Look at that big man. I gave him a churu today to try and cheer him up, and it worked. It worked for like an hour. He was like pretty happy for an hour. But anyway, he's not very talkative today. The people who don't watch the second channel are very confused right now. Yeah, they're getting like one video every month and a half about the meat rocket. They're like, what is this man doing? Oh, dude, I wish I woke up in a new Bugatti. Can we break open the Hershey's? I'm breaking open the Hershey's. It's always overest before the back, right? Right, guys? Idea, ignore the regulations. When have regulations ever done any good? Am I right? I don't know that you're right. Please check your super chats and buy more. Let's look. Let's check the super chats. I'm sorry that I haven't checked this. Get yourself 2 more Hershey's bars. Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh. I'm going to give you a heart. I'm giving all of you guys hearts. Buy something nice. Call it 34,995. Thank you. Well, all right. Next time I'm at the grocery store, I'll get another one of these. Cheers, y'all. Oh my God. Oh, God, I love cookies and cream so much. If you're not rocking with this, I do not know what to tell you. I'm so good. All right. I'm in a better mood. I should have done that earlier. Oh, yeah. And we got the Dr. Pepper. Oh, all right. Okay. Yep. Mood plus 10. Mood plus 20. I should have done that earlier. Now I feel bad for complaining. All right. What else can we do while I'm here? We're just hanging out. Is there anything good that's happening right now besides the Hershey's? Yes. There are lots of good things going on. In fact, when the world seems to be going actually insane, there are still many good things happening. I'll talk about the things in my life. I wish I had more that came to my mind quicker. What's up, Cam? Oh, hold on. Wow, my mind is totally blank. The Hershey's bar kind of fixed me. I was so aggy. What else is good is that the recovery video for the Meat Rocket is almost done, and then the Meat Rocket video is actually going to come out pretty soon after that, and then the Meat Rocket is done. I think I should still do the engineering cut, and it will only take me like a week to put together because I already cut all of the B-roll in anticipation of doing the engineering cut. The engineering cut is going to be a very long video, and I don't even care. I don't even care. It's going to be awesome. And the people who are going to like that stuff are going to love it. It's going to be so cool. It's going to be awesome. Self-landing Starship when I'm starting to think I should do the Starship. I can't keep doing we're going to make a space shot and then it's still 7 years away or whatever. And if I start doing a Starship model, it's really going to look like I'm a grifter. It's really going to look like I'm trying to sell people on a thing that's never going to happen. This is a thing that happens to YouTube people sometimes where like they realize that the cash cow is actually never doing the thing but promising the thing and being like it's almost there, right? I'll say this without mentioning names, but like there are some channels that capitalize on Starship development, where they make a video and they're like it's almost happened or it just came out or like brand new whatever, and it's actually like not that exciting every week, but they have to hype it up and be like we're almost there. And if I do a Starship model, which I do want to do, I just am not going to have. I want to finish the space shot before I take on more projects. Yeah, everyone in the chat has their own version of who I'm talking about, and I'm not going to tell you. It's multiple people, but look, you've all seen it. You know what I mean. And they're not bad people, by the way, for trying to like milk it. Like you become successful on YouTube and you get this like super lucky break, and your goal is to like, all right, how can I capitalize on this? But I don't want to be doing the same project forever. I want to complete it, right? Like I wanted to land a model rocket and then I landed it. And then I moved on to the next thing, and then I'm going to do the space shot, and it's going to work, and then I'm going to move on to the next thing. Yeah. There's some great comments on this. What about re-emphasizing the roadmap for the space shot video so that these people keep up their hope? I think the best way to keep up hope with people is to show real progress. And it's one thing to get in front of a camera and be like, this is what I want to do. But it's another to be like, I turned the nozzle, it's done. You know? Yeah, there isn't content creator worthy news every week. Right. And like, you know, the problem is that like some of these people have like families. And so there's this weird tension between they have to make content because that's their job and they need to make money to feed their family, but also there's not always going to be news. So is the liquid engine the next goal after the space shot? Yeah. So I like want to do this thing where I put a rocket in space, but then I'm still not really sure what comes next. I know I want to do liquids. I've always wanted to make a moon lander. But a moon lander is a really big jump. You know, a moon lander is a horrifyingly large jump. That's not orbit. That's not spacecraft. That's something entirely different. And I'm not saying that that's what I'm going to do. I just know like these are the things that notionally I'd like to do with my career eventually. I don't think a 1U CubeSat is that exciting. You know, you gotta get people really excited. Like a hopper vehicle is kind of exciting if it goes up and down and like hops and hovers, but also, I don't know. I'm open to suggestions. I want to go to space. I think it'd be cool to go to space. It might be cool to go to space more than once. Hear me out. 2U CubeSat. Pull a Mark Rober with the selfie set. Oh, have people started getting selfies? I did want to know this, but I didn't have enough interest in looking it up. Have people started getting selfies from that? I haven't seen any, but maybe they keep them under wraps, or maybe it's like still in commissioning. Hold on. We're eating more chocolate. Does a moonlander actually go to the moon? Is that legal? I'd like to know who stops you. If you're on the way to the moon with a lander, who's like, no, you can't do that. And then they send like the police satellite out. The moon has no laws. That's true. Wait, does anyone know about the Mark Rober satellite? I really do want to know. Do people have selfies from it? When are you going to explain the CAD model for the liquid engine? So I flashed a CAD model. Wow, flash is crazy. But I flashed a CAD model in the Northrop solid motor video of a liquid engine. And the full story is that it's not mine, it's Charlie's. I thought it would be funny. And a lot of people commented on it. So I know I want to do liquids because I want to do liquids, but also people seem pretty excited about them. Locks IPA always sounded like a real fun time to me. Haven't seen anything. Nope. Do some space-based imaging of a KH-11. That would get me in trouble. That would get me shot on sight. I think the FBI would show up with a Glock. You cannot do that. Long-term goal, throttleable liquid. So have you guys seen Half Cat Rocketry? I always thought it would be fun to contribute in some way to them. Either contribute to them or build on their work. You know, they published their whole Mojave Sphinx book. And I think what they're doing for liquid amateur rocketry is like just incredible. Yeah, I would love to do that. Okay, hold on. I need more chocolate. Oh my gosh. Tropa launch is not still happening. I can't tell if that's a joke or not. That was like 5 years ago now. The fin mechanism for it is actually right back there. I don't know if you looked close enough and saw it, but it was a joke. Yeah, the fin mechanism for Tropa launch is right back there. But it was, I mean, it was a lot more complicated than I thought it would be at the outset. What gets you out of bed in the morning? Ooh, I like this. Can I be honest with you, man? Or woman, or, you know, all my non-binary friends, whoever you are. I'm not like this is a little vulnerable. I'm not like super depressed right now, but I will say I am not that excited getting out of bed these days. I'm having not a good time. I'm not having a good time trying to figure out the solid propellant mix stuff. It feels like an impossible challenge. I don't want to make this about me. This is about giving advice. So, I have yet to find a thing that gets me out of bed every day. Usually, there are periods in my life where I have like a really good, easy time getting out of bed, and I'm like doing great. I'm like feeling really good. And then there are periods like what I'm in right now where it's also really cloudy here right now, and that doesn't help. But yeah, if this helps you at all, and I don't know that it does, but there's not like a thing that works every day. Yeah. I'm sorry, I keep burping. There's not a thing that works. I'm trying to think of the right thing to say. There's not a thing that works every day, but I think like having a project you're excited about is also okay. Joe says coffee. Joe McCarter says coffee. That coffee is a really strong motivator. I will say, if you get one of those, I've been thinking of getting myself. Hold on, this is too much of a tangent. Let me finish the question first. Having a project you're excited about gets me out of bed so easily. Like if I have some goals on the calendar where I'm like, all right, 9 a.m. I want to get to the lathe and I want to start turning this part. Or okay, 9 a.m. I want to, I need to call the office of unnamed state so that I can do unnamed thing and whatever. Or, I mean, what are some other things that I've done? Like, doing the hot glue rocket was really exciting. The hot glue rocket was such a messy, stupid project where like no analysis was done that every day I got to get up and do the dumbest, stupid project ever. And it was kind of invigorating because it was like so entirely different than everything else that I've done. It did wreck my brain. No. It did wreck my brain. I see that. But I will say, while I was doing it at the very beginning, intoxicating. So I think my answer is that having a project that you really like is really helpful. Okay, so Lautaro says, "Hey Joe, when will YouTube members get access to the Discord?" Gosh, the YouTube member thing has not gone great. I almost am not sure that I want to keep it open, because it has pretty much like doubled the amount of I don't know. To be this is not a good or satisfying answer. Having two different platforms where I don't have a good satisfying answer for you. But I'm not sure that I want to keep the YouTube memberships open. It's just I'm already like pretty strung out as it is on the BPS stuff, and I'd rather make less money and have less responsibility. So figuring out how to like connect another Discord, it's like a lot of, I don't really want to have to like connect two levels of perks across two platforms, and I don't know. I still have to think about it, is the answer. I'm sorry that's not more satisfying. Man, is it just you running the socials? Oh, it's me running everything. I would like to hire someone, but hiring people, as it turns out, costs money. And the money right now goes to the land. Like, I'll pull up the spreadsheet again. Oh, nope, I closed it because I was upset. Anyway, I've been saving for this land for a while. And when someone's like, oh, you could do more if you hired someone, I'm like, yeah, that's right. Like, maybe I could make a little bit more money. But then you get into the trap that, like, raise your hand if you've seen this before. Like, a YouTuber they'll get started with their job. They'll get started with their career on YouTube. And then they'll hire a team. And then they'll burn out. They'll do that for a couple of years, and then they'll burn out, and they'll be like, oh, I just like can't remember why I like what I do. And it's like, yeah, dude, because you became a manager. Like, the reason that this is fun is that the only thing that I had to do was like put a camera right there and hit go live. I mean, I focused the camera and set up a mic and whatever, but it wasn't a whole team of people. I'm not doing this in a studio. This is my living room. My computer is right over there. I sleep over there. And I think there's a lot of value to keeping it really dead simple, even when it's tempting to scale up so that you can like make more and like build an empire and whatever. When actually the reason I love doing this is because I get to have my hands in all the different stuff. And so like, yeah, man, if it's like slower, then it's slower. You know, if I don't make quite as many videos as I want, then so be it. But I really like every part of this. And it helps me, you know, you guys, if you're an OG on the BPS YouTube channel, you've seen the videos where I'm like very upset and burning out. And those videos were when I was prioritizing trying to do too much. And when I do too much, I get upset. And so this is a long way of saying I do all the stuff for the channel. Maybe one day that will change. But right now I have the most fun when I'm just keeping it simple. And it's just me. Someone says, I wish more creators had this solo attitude. I will say, like, I don't blame anyone who tries to like scale up, because it's really tempting. You can make more money. You just risk burning out. And I don't want to do that anymore. I've already done it. I have this theory or this way of thinking about YouTube, which is you have... Okay, someone says the hacksmith made it work. Sort of, but he also burned out. He also got really sad like a year, 2 ago, something like that. Like he made that video where he was like, this is awful. This is really, really bad for me. I'm stepping back. It happened. It happens to all these people who do this. I think you get a certain number of I'm sad cards. Think of it like this. Like this is a pack of gum. All right, it's a little pack of gum. I like Orbit gum because of the space, right? Because it's space. Consider this like a playing card, okay? You get, I think, 2 or 3. When you start a YouTube channel, you get 2 or 3 I'm sad cards. This is an I'm sad card where you get to say, no matter the time, no matter the place, I'm throwing down my I'm sad card. And so I go on my YouTube channel and I say, hey guys, I'm sad. And after 2 or 3 of those, if you play more I'm sad cards, people start to connect the dots and they say, you've been sad a whole lot. It seems like you're actually just not good at this. And I've used a couple of my I'm sad cards. I've done a couple videos where I talk about burnout and failure. I've done a couple of videos where I'm visibly upset on camera. I don't know that I have another I'm sad card, you know? So it's, yeah, right? Full Flow Aerospace says taking a break. I don't know that I have another I'm sad card. I don't know that I... Maybe one day. But you don't want to overdo it. So anyway, this is a very long-winded way of answering, but I don't really want to hire anyone. I want to keep it simple. I want to just enjoy the stuff that I do. And I don't want to have to play another I'm sad card. I've said before that I'm going to try not to burn out again, and I still want to stick to that. That was like years ago, and I still want to stick to that. Yeah. You get back the I'm sad cards. I do think that's true. I think that's true. I think over time you can get back a few I'm sad cards, unlimited I'm hungry cards. You can also take a break without announcing it. That's true. Yeah. Anyway, let me finish this Hershey bar. What else can we talk about, well, y'all? What are we all doing this evening? What are you guys up to? I'm live streaming and talking about being sad on YouTube. Avoiding homework. I like the lighting. Thank you. I got a new light, and it's got a softbox on it. I've had a light like this before, but this one you can really dial in the brightness. This is a 300-watt LED. Should we turn it all the way bright? Raise your hand if you think we should go all the brightness. First, let me tell you why I got this. When I make the next motor, which is a Q motor, it's the Space Shot motor. It's like the same geometry. It won't be the one that goes to space, but it's the static fire like qualification unit. When I make that motor, I want to film the entire process in slow-mo and then put out like an hour-long music video that is just beautiful slow-motion manufacturing and firing footage. And so in order to film that slow-motion footage, you need a lot of light. I got a really nice slow-mo camera for it on loan from FreeFly, and so I needed a lot of light. You're shooting at like 600 to 1,000 frames per second, so you need a lot of light. You ready? You guys want to see a lot of light? All right. Let's do it. Now, the camera is going to adjust. So maybe a better way to do this. I know a better way to do this. Hold on. Let me show you just how much brighter this is. First, we'll go back down. Okay. So this right here is 5% of the full power. So I'm going to lock the exposure. Hold on. What's the current ISO? One sec. Hold on. Current ISO 6400. Okay, and everything else is locked, right? Okay, so this is locked, and now we can change the light. So we're going up from 5% to 100. Hey guys, welcome back to my stream. Thank you so much for joining. We can actually go a little bit brighter than this. This is the softbox, so we could put the reflector on there. Hold on. Oh yeah, here we go. This is gonna be great. Hey guys, welcome back to my stream. Today we're reviewing the Sun. So I've been using the Sun for the last 2 weeks, and pretty much I would have to say it's bright. If I were going to use one word to describe the Sun, I would say it is pretty bright. Thank you guys for watching. All right. Okay. All done. Good job, everybody. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that insane? I'll tell you what, if you want to get more motivated and are like not feeling good during the winter, having a really bright light, whether it's, like a video light or it's one of those lights that you get on Amazon that's just like a sun, like a seasonal affective disorder lamp. I have always found those things to like work pretty well on me. Just blast yourself with a bunch of light. How are you going to operate a lathe while being next to the sun? I think I might put on sunglasses while I use the lathe. I love the Hershey's cookies and cream, man. Joey, for the sake of your power bill's not that bad. It's 300 watts because it's LED. It's not incandescent. It also means that I can change the color temperature. You guys want to go really cold with it? Let's go with daylight. Hey guys, I made this brighter. It actually doesn't make that big of a difference because we have a bunch of ambient lighting too, but yeah, lots of fun stuff. Playing with lighting is really fun. All right. We're done with the Dr. Pepper. We're done with the Hershey's. What else can we do, y'all? I'll tell you what, I'm feeling a lot better. I was really upset at the beginning of this. You should do a KSP stream. I haven't played KSP in a while. I love the yellow couch, by the way. Dude, let me just tell you this. Just all you have to do... I'm trying to make a joke about this, and it's not going to work really well. Anyway, I get all of my furniture from my parents. I haven't bought furniture for a hot minute. I just wait like a hawk. My parents, my sister, anyone in my family, they get like... Is my phone coming off? No. Yeah. Dude, these couches... These were my parents'. I had this awful couch from Amazon that was like $200. Actually, it wasn't that bad. For $200, it was pretty good. But yeah, every couch I've ever had, apart from that one, has been from my parents. I had a rug for my parents for a long time. Sound system for my sister. This table back there was from my parents. I just wait for them to be like, hey, we're done with this. Do you want it? And I'm like, yes, 100% of the time. There's a thing over there that I got from my sister. This thing that I'm going to try not to shine in the camera, but this is the thing. See it on my face? This was my sister's. She bought it, and she has this dog. Oh, no. It's like one of those cool things, though, that like projects on the wall. And yeah, there it is. It's that thing was my sister's, and she bought it, and she projected it up on her ceiling, and her dog hated it, so she gave it to me. Dude, the life hack, truly the life hack is just like maintain good relationships with your family for no other reason than that you can get their old stuff. You can get their furniture, you can get their cool lights. It's great. Someone says, Drew Miller goes, where are you originally from? And the next comment is his mom, which is not wrong, but also Boston, Massachusetts. All right, cracking open a cold one with the boys. No more Dr. Pepper. One's my limit. Now we're on the seltzer. Boston represent. Oh my gosh, Avery, where in Boston? I used to live in Brighton. And then for a while I was in Back Bay when I went to Berkeley. Ew, you're a Boston thing? Unsubbed. Dude, honestly, I get it. From Rozzy, Boston proper. Wait, what is Rozzy? Oh no. I'm losing my Boston aura. What is Rozzy? Roslindale, right next to JP. Oh, okay. All right. Shout out Jamaica Plain. Man. The family trick thing only works for younger siblings. No, it doesn't, Jonathan. No, it doesn't, because I'm the older sibling. It just turns out that my sister has advanced further in life than I have. She has like a husband and a family and all that. And so my parents, when they have extra stuff, they're like, maybe Joe wants it. Oh, what's up, Trevor? Can we get some W's in the chat for Trevor? Trevor Ballman, everybody. What's up, West Coast dude? You gonna watch the launch? Is there a launch tonight? No way. There was just another launch. Like last night or 2 nights ago or something. No way. 2 hours? I mean, I guess. And they're going back to the landing zone? Wow. That's a pretty fast turnaround. Can anyone do the math on how fast that turnaround is? Trevor, I'm going to be honest, I would not have known. Transporter 69. No, it's not. It's 13. I can't wait for Transporter 69. You missed it. No, I didn't. It's T-minus 2 hours. Sad. Gang. What else do y'all want to do while I'm here? Oh no. Hey. Why is the thing pulsing like that? Okay, hold on. Okay, maybe that'll work. Thanks for the great stream. Thank you for joining. Did you ever buy your own furnishing stuff? Can you elaborate on this? I did buy my own rug over the summer. It was like $100 at Target. Great deal. I bought the thing that holds up my TV. I guess I bought my TV. I bought this fake ficus a while ago. I haven't bought furniture in a hot minute. What else? Does a TV count as furniture? Dude, I could not tell you. I could not answer that question. Hi, Mr. Beepus. I am finishing a diploma in electronics engineering tech, and I am wondering how you got your start with video making and any advice for those embarking on it. Ruben, I assume that's how you meant for it to be read because it's in all caps. Yeah, I have some advice. So, Ruben is starting in electronics engineering and wants to know about video making and any advice. Ruben, is that a Merv in the background? All right, Trevor, you're a creative professional. Tell me if this sounds right. The most important thing is just getting your reps in. It's just doing the dang thing. It's like, you can't always, but like when you show up, like there is no class that you can take that's like, here's how you make a good video, here's how you take a good photo. It's just, you just gotta like get your reps in. You gotta like do it a bunch. It's not like a super satisfying answer. And there's probably some more nuanced stuff, like for video making. If you want to make a good YouTube video, then like, sure, focus on your first 30 seconds, focus on your first 5 seconds. You do kind of have to think about title, thumbnail a little bit, but it's a lot less clickbaity than it used to be. It used to be that you had to catch everyone's eye and whatever. But like now the thing that's most valuable is catching the right people's eye. So you don't want to make the most sensational title and thumbnail. What you want to make is the title and thumbnail and intro that all match together. Title, thumbnail, intro, they all have to match. If they're disjointed, if they're disconnected, if they're not actually the same thing. If you click on a video that has a certain title and thumbnail and then the intro doesn't match, people are going to click away immediately. And that's going to drive down your promotion. Whoops, hold on. That's going to drive down the promotion by the algorithm, and so your video is not going to succeed. Title sometimes does well if it's a question, like if you're asking, like, does this thing work? Will this thing work? Whatever. But gosh, it makes me so pissed when I tweet about this stuff too. But like, your thumbnail is really important because the thumbnail is the first thing that anyone sees. No one reads the title first. And I don't give a shit if you have the extension that mutes all of the thumbnails. We're talking about the majority of people. The majority of people are looking at your thumbnail first. It's not important for the thumbnail to be flashy. It's important for the thumbnail to be accurate. Like, what are you showing us in the video? Maybe this is not actually good advice, because the best advice is make good videos. A good video will survive a bad title thumbnail. I believe that. Not everyone does. Trevor thinks, my tip for people is find your niche. So many niches to choose from. Find one you love and go down that rabbit hole passionately, and people will love that you love it. I agree with Trevor in the sense that, like, you have to love the thing you do, and you have to visibly love it. So, for instance, if you don't always love your job, if you don't always love how hard it is to find fucking mix site, maybe don't do a stream about it. But no, I sorry, pardon my French there. Yeah, I agree that, like, I don't think you always have to do the same thing every time. Like, I don't think it has to be like the same niche every time. But I do think the most valuable thing is just doing it again and again and again and again. Anyway, the most clickbait thing about Joey B videos for me is the channel name. I see a BPS Joey B video on clip. I'm a simple man. Okay. So that's actually really important. Matrix. This is you have hit on an important point, whether you know it or not. I bet you know it, but just in case you don't. Sometimes, and this is true for me, this is true for everyone you hear who does YouTube. People who do YouTube will give advice as if it's the thing that you should do. And I just did this like 90 seconds ago. YouTube works differently for every single channel. Like, it doesn't actually work differently, but the audience that ends up finding the stuff that you do will understand your channel as something different than my channel, than Mr. Beast's channel, than Lafayette Systems channel, than Inheritance Machining's channel, than This Old Tony's channel, than Zyla Foxland channel. Like everyone has a different channel, and they all have different things that work. So, like, who's familiar with Technology Connections? Raise your hand. Who's familiar with Technology Connections? Go ahead. Toss it in the chat. I know some of you are. All right, great. When you see his thumbnail, it's the same. Oh, perfect. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Everyone is. We get it. Dude, can I just say, I met him last summer, and I felt like I was meeting the president. I love him so much. It's crazy. I love this dude. But, yeah, okay. His thumbnails are thing with shelf. I don't know what that means, but I feel like I get the gist of it, which is his thumbnails are consistent. His videos are consistent. You know what you're getting when you click on it. And so if he were to give you advice about thumbnails, he might say what you need to do is use the impact font and have black text with a white stroke around it. And you need to show the thing that you're talking about. And in the intro, the first 2 minutes are the most important thing. But if you're talking to Mr. Beast, his answer is going to be like, you need to put your face in the left side of it, and you need to think about whether you're using the teeth in the smile or not the teeth in the smile, and you need to do something versus something or have a dollar sign involved, and your first 5 seconds are the most important. And they're both right because they're both talking about their individual channels. It's white text with black, but okay. Oh, man. Oh, I almost had it right. Okay. All right. But I was pretty close, right? It's like impact font, is it not? I think it's impact. Is it impact? Technology Connections. Is this my... Yeah. Here, let me show this. I'm in Google Chrome. Yeah, so look at this. Yeah, so it is white with black, but all of these are the same thumbnail, right? So, like, it's the same thing. He just shows what it is, and he's got, the same font, and it's just consistent. And the actual thing isn't that he produced one banger or two bangers. He just makes the same consistent good content. Okay, let me scroll up a bit. Ruben, are you still with us? Ruben, toss it in the chat. Are you still with us? I want to do this question justice. Got to make sure my boy is still in the chat. Alec who? Alec is the person who does the Technology Connections YouTube channel. He flatlined. No! Ruben! No! Ruben, you were the chosen one, dude. All right, well. F. Dude, F for Ruben. He's gone. Gone, but never forgotten. Anyway, I get really heated about this stuff because I love talking about YouTube because it's a really cool thing. As much as I spent the last hour and a half complaining about it, the best thing to do is like make a video you're proud of. I feel like if I were hearing that advice from someone, I would want to punch them in the face. But like it's kind of like honesty is what you're going for. Like every time, let me put it this way. Every time I try to pump up the engagement or blatantly raise my voice to try and hype up a section of a video, I feel like people don't like it. Maybe that's because it's my channel and the people are not, the people who like the stuff that I do don't expect it. I don't know why it is. Maybe people can sense that it's disingenuous. Whenever I try to do the hype factor boost, it never works. And so I don't always get this right, but I think that like when I'm just honest and presenting the thing, the actual way to make good videos is to have a good project, to have a good starting idea. And then like people will follow along. Like this video just recently came back online. Here. Lorenz Cannon. This dude like shoots lightning. All right, the Lorenz. Okay, Jesus Christ. How do I skip you? Dismiss. Oh my God. Oh my God. Stop. What is this? What? Guys. What the hell happened? What is this? Why is her ass? Okay, all right. Block. Stop. Guys. What the hell? Is this how bad YouTube is? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's crazy. All right. Well, look. This is an 11-minute, 12-minute video. It's got almost 1 million views in the first 2 days. And this is a re-upload of a very similar video that this guy published, I don't know, like 2 months ago. And then he took it down for reasons that I read and then forgot about. It's a really simple video. The guy talks about, I mean, like there's no production value, right? The guy just talks about it and he does a couple of voiceovers and there's a lot of shots that are just images of the thing that he's doing. It's not necessarily video of everything he's doing. It's just images. He shows barely any build content, but it's such an interesting idea what he wants to do that like it doesn't even matter, right? It's just a banger video. And look, like Scott Manley's in the comments, this Warped Perception, Styro Pyro, Jeff Geerling, Smarter Every Day, Backyard Scientist, you know, like Plasma Channel. There's all sorts of people in here. It's a good video because it's a good idea. He's not trying to pull any fast tricks on you. He's not trying to pull one over. He's just trying to like show you a cool thing. And I think that's honesty. That's like That's like the best way to do it is you just make honest content about a cool thing. All right. I'm really waxing poetic on this. Use uBlock. I don't use uBlock because I pay for YouTube Premium, which, by the way, oh God. All right. I'm about to seem so privileged. Can I just say, I feel like if you do it full time, they should give you YouTube Premium for free. I give them like, what is it, $9 a month? How much is YouTube Premium? I pay for YouTube Premium. I wish they would just like take it out of my AdSense. Even if I, what do you mean stop paying for premium? Oh, it makes it way better. And also like that money goes to, oh my God, it's $16? It's $16? How much is YouTube Premium? Oh, no, it's $14. I mean, that's not that much better, but $19 on mobile. Okay. That must be the Apple thing, though. Like, Apple will charge you more. They charge you like 30 or 40% more. Or it's because if you buy it through the App Store, they take a 30 or 40% cut, so it's going to be more if you pay for it through your phone. Wow. That's crazy. Anyway, I do think YouTube Premium is worth it. And also, like, the money doesn't just go to YouTube. It does, in part, go to other creators, which makes me feel good. Please get on Nebula. Oh, man, should I do it? Is it actually worth it? I have a Nebula subscription. I just, like, never go there to watch stuff. How many of you... Actually, this is a great question. How many of you have a Nebula subscription and watch regularly? The watch regularly is important to me. Raise your hand if you watch Nebula on a regular basis. I don't. Me. Yes, I do. No Nebula. Nope. Starship. I do. Neither. What is Nebula? I do not. Every day. Can't share Nebula all the time. Never heard of it. No. Me. What is Nebula? No. Real split. I would not call this unanimous. I'm loving the interaction. I've paid it, never watch it. Dude, okay, 32RQ, that's me. I pay for it and I don't watch it. I really like all the creators that are there, so I want to support them. But 0 times out of 10 am I typing in NEB and then letting Chrome autocomplete for me. Can you make a liquid rocket engine? Yeah, in the future, but, limited time. Jet lag slaps. Oh, man, I have to watch Jet lag. I've never seen it. I know people love it. Hey, Joe, I met you at Rockstock last year. Tons of fun. Can you do a getting started in high power rocketry video? Tips, tricks, etc. I just got mine last year and I'm flying an active canard control now. Oh boy. Wow. I don't have any plans to do like a getting started in rocketry video, but I know one thing that might be a decent substitute, at least for HPR, Zyla just made a kit and she just did a whole tutorial about it, did a video about it on her channel, Zyla Foxlin. And she's got the whole kit. You don't have to buy the kit, but I think even just watching the instructions might be good. Also, I will say, I don't... I don't know if I should talk about this. I'm starting to feel this weird pull. God, this is like so niche. This is like the most niche thing. I'm starting to feel this weird pull. So I do a lot of stuff at FAR, and there is no place like FAR on the planet. Not in the US, on the planet. And so the freedom with which I can do most of the stuff that I want to do is not reflected in any other NAR or Tripoli group. And Yeah, right. Kerbal Engineering Systems is correct here. FAR is just infinitely smaller. Oh, infinitely better. Oh, okay. No, I don't totally agree with that. FAR isn't like I like FAR more than the NAR and Tripoli, but it's not because they're actually better. It's just because like what FAR does not scale. Someone's going to die at FAR in the next 5 years, 10 years, whatever. It's popular enough that I really think it's going to happen. Maybe I'm wrong, but like the NAR and Tripoli have really strict safety regulations, and that allows them to have insurance, which is really powerful. So I don't know. Anyway, the point that I am trying to bring up here is that I have the stuff that I find exciting about rocketry does not exist in NAR and Tripoli. That's not a dig at NAR and Tripoli. I think they're good organizations, and especially if you're getting started, it's totally worthwhile to be a member of them. I am an active member of both and continue my membership. But the stuff that I do, the last several years of rockets I've flown, I'm not sure any of them could have flown at normal NAR and Tripoli launches. Most of them wouldn't have passed the RSO check, or they wouldn't be allowed at all. And so I don't know that the like tips and tricks for high power rocketry fits on the channel that much. 28 years in TRA myself. Yeah, just to be clear, like I have nothing bad to say about the organizations. I think they're good, and I encourage you to join them. I'm an active member of both, but the stuff that I'm doing right now, I couldn't do at those orgs. Can you stream yourself watching launches like you did a few years ago? I'll do one from time to time. Those are fun. Have you thought of making a re-entry vehicle? Not really, because I have yet to get high enough and fast enough to have to think about re-entry. Could you upscale your rocket project and join other companies? Hey, Manak, only put the question in once there, buddy. I mean, you can repeat it, but you can repeat it once every few minutes or something. Could you upscale your rocket project? I mean, yeah, that's what I'm working on. It's just slow. Eliza, you're going to have to chill out or I'm going to ban you. We try not to do a whole lot of moderation on these. Oh, Ruben, what's up? Ruben's back, baby. Can you use MDI as soy sauce? Yeah, but it won't be very good. Demonstrating a solid rocket motor in orbit maneuver. I have to be in orbit in order to do that, and I have yet to get even close to orbit. All right, gang. Let's do like one or two more questions, and then I feel like we're popping off. If I scream my question like Ruben, will you give us a cat update? Oh, man. Yeah, I do have to do a traffic cone update. I got to do that soon. There's a lot of new stuff that I'd like to talk about with traffic cone. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting. Tomorrow at 2 p.m., remind me to do a traffic cone update. Okay. It's in my phone. We'll see if I actually get to it. If it's 2 p.m. and I'm not feeling it, we'll see. I need one mod to ban the idiots. I mean, usually there's not a lot of idiots that join. I mean, if we had like 3,000 viewers, it would be different. But small things are not that bad. Have you seen Project Keg Rocket? Oh, I love Project Keg Rocket. He's great. Ryan's awesome. When do you think the space shot launch will happen? Well, Well, now I'm going to get in a bad mood again. I am close to putting in an offer on a bunch of land in the desert. If I can put in the offer next week, first of all, if I can get confirmation on the zoning laws about that area, then I can put in the offer. If I put in the offer next week and they accept it, which they probably should, but and they accept it, then we go into escrow, I think. And then my closing date on that is like April 14th, but we should be able to close sooner depending on when I can form the entities which actually purchase the land, because I'm not going to purchase it in my own name. And so the reason I bring these things up is that like these are really critical things to figure out for the space shot. And once I have a mix site, then it's truly just like how fast can I work? That's the last big logistical thing. Everything else is solved. Spin casting, motor making, composites manufacturing, nose cone making. Everything else at a basic level is solved. Ava exists. I know how to simulate. I know how to do control at Mach 3, which we did with the meat rocket. Mach 3 probably means we can, do okay at Mach 5 too. Like, everything else is solved, and then it's just time to build the damn thing. I was and am still hoping that we can build and fly the second stage this year, and then next year we fly the full thing. So that would be 2026 for the space shot. But God, nothing has happened, and it's March 14th. So I'm really worried that that it's actually going to take longer than I want. So I don't. The answer to your question right now is a lot more about like the factors that I can't control. Do you think the space shot will blow up first try? I think it'll work on the first try. Oh, what's up, Graham? Dude, can we get a shout out in the chat for Graham Sutherland? What's up, dude? Just replied to your last email. Okay, excellent, Graham. I have not seen it yet, but what's up, dude? Graham, I did get your mail, which you labeled so many times so clearly to not bend, and they did bend it a little bit. I think it will be okay. I haven't opened it yet because I wanted to reply to your email first, but anyway, hi, Graham. Shout out. Graham is, I won't say just in case nothing's going to work out, but Graham is a homie. Graham is a real one. How the heck do you afford food and bills and stuff just by YouTube and Patreon? Well, it's YouTube, Patreon, and sponsorships too. And then, you just scale up and down how much rocket stuff you buy based on what your budget is that month. And like, maybe one day it will stop working. Maybe the economy crashes and everything goes to shit. But while it's working, I'm just going to keep funneling money back into like, all right, let's buy land. Let's buy ammonium perchlorate. Let's like really do the thing. And we'll just see how far I can go. What sponsorships do you get? You can find out on the channel bps.space, baby. The last few were what? Something. I don't know. It's been a long week. We're doing a lot more Onshape. Actually, I'll tell you this. You guys want a preview? Okay. I promise this isn't an actual advertisement, but I'm doing a lot of Onshape stuff this year. I've done a lot of Onshape stuff before, and I'm going to keep doing Onshape sponsorships. Let me tell you why. Okay? Braden Phillips says, I fucking love Onshape, bro. I fucking love them too. Here's why, though. So, like, I like the product, okay? Right? The product's fine. It's good. But, like, in 2017, I had a couple hundred subscribers, and I think I'm going to say this in the next video, so this will get repeated. I had like a couple hundred subscribers, and I was making videos, and no one was watching them, and no one cared about what I was doing. And I lived in Boston, Massachusetts, which is where Onshape was headquartered. Onshape had no reason to want anything to do with me, but I did have an Onshape account, and I was making stuff on a public account, so they could see what I was doing. And they were like, yo, we think your rocket stuff is really cool. We've seen you using our platform. We like what you do. And so they invited me to come see their office, which was so cool in its own right. That's like the first time that any big company had ever reached out to me. And like, it was like a miracle. This may have actually been 2016. I don't remember. And so I went to their office, and I like walked in the door. And as I walked in, blazing loud, like, they had like a whole speaker system set up in their office, not for this presumably, but like they had speakers, and they were playing Rocket Man for me. Like what is it? Elton John? Billy Joel? I don't know. They were playing Rocket Man because they liked my stuff. And like from that moment forward, I kind of decided that I would do whatever they wanted because they were so genuinely cool and seemed good. And so like, yes, I like the product, and I do enjoy the product, but also like they've always like backed my stuff, which I really like. Anyway, so if you see more Onshape stuff, like, yes, I like the product, but also it's a clear deal. Like they pay me money and I talk about them. So you should always use your wits about that. But they are a good company is what I'd say. Got to support your day ones, dude, right? Like they were there before there was any reason to be. 100% serious. Just use that for your next sponsor segment. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. I like got in front of the green screen and I was just like, let me just tell you. I walked into their office. They were playing Rocket Man, and I was like, I'll do whatever you want. Why people are not developing solid fuel which lasts for days in small volumes? What is your opinion on present invention of dev on this? Unclear what we're talking about here. Not sure what that means, to be honest. Oh my gosh, happy Pi Day, everyone. What makes FAR so chill compared to other sites? So, Stuart, this is a good question. The NAR, or National Association of Rocketry, or Tripoli, which is the Tripoli Rocketry Association, or TRA, those are nationwide or worldwide organizations for rocketry. Tripoli, I think, is technically worldwide because it's in like Australia and I think maybe Canada. NAR, I believe, is just the US. FAR is just one site. And so FAR operates not under the NAR, not under Tripoli. They're just a site that I don't even know. Are they insured at all? Like, they're not insured through Tripoli. Tripoli made that pretty clear over the summer. They might not be insured at all. Wow, this is way more comfortable. This is not as good of a stream, but this is way more comfortable. I've been working on heat shield technology. Would you be interested in testing it? Not really. And it's not a dig at you. It's that I have too many other things going on. And so I cannot afford to take any more side quests. From what I've seen on your videos, FAR has the exact same vibes as hacker camps like CCC, EMF, yeah. So it's like FAR operates within legal limits, but they aren't. I think it's kind of like there are no guarantees. And so it's just hard to have an organization like that. So like, as far as I understand, pun intended, as far as I understand, I think FAR has some like beefy donors slash benefactors so that they are able to financially survive pretty well. I could totally be wrong on that. I think that is part of it. It's just a big ass backyard in the desert. I mean, not really. Like, they do own the land. And it's more than just a backyard. Like, they have, standing stuff with the FAA, etc. But was dealing with regulations hard or not? Depends what kind of regulations. For launching, extremely easy because it's all done through FAR. FAR has a standing waiver, which means when they launch, when you go to one of their public days, their standing waiver right now is, I believe, 200 or 220,000 feet. That is not an order of magnitude, but that is far and away greater than almost any other launch site. Most launch sites in the US are going to have 10,000, 20,000, maybe 30,000 feet. 200 is insane. And it's because they're close to China Lake. They're close to Edwards Air Force Base. They're in this Southern California aerospace zone where it's more common to just be doing crazy shit out in the desert. And FAR is no stranger to like these really high altitude attempts. So eventually it just became commonplace enough that FAR gets a standing waiver. It's actually not technically a standing waiver. As far as I understand, they still have to call it in like 10 days beforehand to get the COA from the FAA and get like the appropriate NOTAMs out and stuff. But it's not nearly the process that it would be if you were going from like BlackRock and had to like write a entirely new class 3 waiver or whatever. Let's see. Is it true doing something goofy makes you happy and get motivated again? Yeah, I love being goofy. I also wish there were more places like FAR throughout the U.S. What do you think about competitions like IREC and other sounding rocket competitions? I love them. Competitions breed innovation. There are examples of when this hasn't worked. Like, there's a great book called, I think it's called How to Build a Spaceship, and it's about the Google X Prize to send a crewed space flight above the Kármán line or above, into space, crewed person into space. And like, it actually didn't breed necessarily all the innovation that they were hoping it would. But I think it gives college teams a good thing to shoot for. And 30,000 feet is a great goal for a college team, and it's an accomplishable one. A space shot is like only accomplishable for a college team when they spend so much money and have so much college support and dedicate their team to it. Like, demonstrably, you have to dedicate your team to it for a period of a decade to get it done. Joe, we've been emailing under my real name for a while. We talked about Reflect Orbital a long time ago at Flaybob. I finally flew the 3D printed rail guides you sent me. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I can't believe I saw you at Flaybob. Shout out, Kerbal Engineering Systems. I didn't realize we met. Maybe we talked about this. That's awesome. Heck yeah, man. I've seen people handle locks out there without any cryo PPE. I mean, yeah, I'm not responsible for that. It's not my jurisdiction. You should launch a fish at Mach 3 with a window in a fish tank. So the fish can like see Mach 3. Um, yeah, Jack has touched on the hardest part, which is that even your best people get churned every 2 to 3 years or so. Like, technically every 4 years your college team is entirely new, and functionally it's new every 2 years. The best college teams are like the best college rocketry teams seem to only remain extremely good for about 2 or maybe 3 years. You know, I'm 58 years old, so I've been around for a while, and I've seen this happen a couple of times. I'm 31, but like, still, I've seen this happen a couple of times now, where like the best teams seem to be best for 2 or 3 years, and then they have like, it's just hard. It's just hard to pass down institutional knowledge. Like, you have to have good alumni who remain involved. You have to have good funding. You have to have good support from your college. A lot of schools do not support their rocket teams. Anyway, much to consider. Oh, cool. Okay, Kerbal Engineering Systems. I know who you are. Okay, cool. Yes, we did meet. We went to see the flyer. Okay. Yes. Anyway, hello. Good to see you again. Yeah, the brain drain is brutal. Yep. What's your oldest still existing rocket? Alex, I'm so sorry. Alec, not Alex. I'm so sorry. Different name. Here, I will show you. Oh. It's over back here. There's a bunch of stuff back here. I think this has got to be it. But I'll also bring out this. Oh. It's going to fall over. Okay, I have 2 things to show you. Okay. This is Echo. This is the landing rocket, or like the one that was built to only do landing. Echo still has a TVC mount, still has a burned motor in there. I don't think it has a computer in there, right? Yeah, the computer's gone. It's got rubber bands on it. One of the rubber bands just like broke and fell off. Look at this. Yeah, these are old rubber bands. Ooh. Ah. Something smells awful about that. Oh God. Anyway, this is one of the older rockets. I think some of the legs are like kind of bent on this. Yeah, this seems like no good. This traveled in my car as I drove to California, so that thing is a little melty. And then this is one of the pieces of the Scout rockets. Actually, on this channel, you should cue this up, okay? If you haven't seen the recent short, Don't Sniff Rubber Bands. I mean, truly. Here, I'll check one more time. You know, when something smells awful and you have to just like keep going back, it's kind of like a train wreck, and you're like, well, I gotta get another hit. This is a piece of Echo. You can see like there's like numbers inside of it and stuff. This is a piece of Scout from 20. Hold on. This should be. Yeah, this would have to be 2016. Holy shit. This is 9 years old. So there's like a piece that's peeled off here for one of the run cams. This is where I accessed the like avionics inside there. And then I would slide one of these things over that had a run cam attached to this. And so this is where the like electronics were, and it doesn't matter. It would have flown just as badly without electronics, since none of these flights worked. But if you watched the most recent short form video on this channel about all my rockets that didn't work, this is the midsection of some of the rockets that I show toward the end for Scout V0.8, 9, and V1.0, I think, or 10. Anyway, I don't have any, like, completed rockets that I've kept. Oh, I guess I have. Here, look at this. I'll get one more. This one's in pretty good shape. Still got the computer here and everything. This is the silo-launched model rocket. Thump. Pretty good. Yeah, this has remained in excellent shape. I wonder if the parachute's still in there. Yeah, look at that. Wow. I haven't pulled that off in a minute. And then so there was a hole in the nose cone to put a run cam so that the run cam could look out. I put a little label on this. If you see where it says X and there's like a little rotation mark here. Come on in here. See that? That was to label the X axis because this rocket had a pitch over program, and so I wanted to make sure that it would pitch on the right axis. And I bet this still turns on. That's crazy. That's like, when did I fly this thing? 2018? It's like a 7-year-old project. Wow, it freaks me out that it just boots up. Man. Huh. Love that noise. I don't know why I'm freaked out by that. Let me smell this rubber band one more time. I guess you know what it is. It's latex. So it's just, there are associations with that smell. And that's all I'm going to say about that. All right, gang. Wow. Oh, okay. Oh, wait. Wait. Hold on. No, it's not as freaky as you think. Hold on. No. It's not that freaky. Just listen. There's no way for me to back out of this, huh? I should have learned. Yeah, that's right. I should have learned my lesson with Locktober. No, it's not that free. Okay, stop. Listen, we should probably cut this off. Gang, listen, it has been a little slice of heaven. This is my favorite way to sign off on calls. And maybe there's a life lesson within this, which is that, it actually fills my cup to talk to people, even if I'm talking to a camera and I'm just interacting with a chat, or if I'm calling a friend to just hang out and say hello. But I always like to end the calls with, hey, it's been a little slice of heaven. And it's a joke, but it's also true, because it makes me not depressed to talk to friends and to engage with the people around me. So I want to thank you for joining, for hanging out. This stream started with me being really, really mad, and I'm feeling a lot better now. I had my Hershey's Cookies and Cream. I had my full strength Dr. Pepper, not even the diet, full strength, baby. And yeah, now I'm feeling a lot better. So thank you so much for joining. I guess this is probably a stream that should have gone on the personal channel, but it started off with me complaining about projects. So who knows, man? You know what I need? Maybe I should start a 4th YouTube channel. All right, gang. It's been great. Thank you so much for joining. Happy Friday night. I will talk to you soon. Oh, and if you're a patron, probably a new video tomorrow, but you're just going to get, I don't know, you'll get a little bit more detail on exactly what's happening. Thank you so much for joining. I will talk to you guys soon. May the Gunch be with you, and to all a good night. Goodbye.